Don't get hung up in the position and the title. Put your faith and hope in God's purpose. He said, I call, and that hit, all of a sudden, that hidden hero, I like the term hidden hero. That hidden hero, all of a sudden, that becomes a person of valor. All of a sudden, you say, wow, I didn't know so-and-so said, yeah, well, what I'm in my purpose now. See, everything preceding that was things that it was called preparation. So I was in preparation, but now all of a sudden my purpose comes. Now I'm in my purpose. The Midianites had oppressed the Israelites. Judges chapter 6. For 7 years, the Midianites' attacks were relentless. Every season they roamed the countryside waiting for the first signs of harvest. You know this is wrong. They let them plant their food. They let them irrigate and fertilize the food. They even let them grow their food. And when it was time to harvest, then they went in and took their food. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. And God saw it, and God allowed it to happen until they came to a reckoning and cried out to him. Some things that happen where people just take stuff from us, sometimes God just allow it to happen until that person comes to a reckoning, a place where they cry out and say, Lord, help me. I've been trying to do this by myself, and it's not working. Self-awareness. It's not working. And all of a sudden, my confidence and esteem was up here, and now it's down here. Why? Because if a person keep taking losses in their life, I don't care how confident a person is. You can have your confidence up here, but if a person keep taking loss after 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 loss, the confidence is going to chink at that armor. It's going to get away. It's going to put chinks in the armor. And it's going to have a person reevaluate what's going on in their life and what do they need to do better. And I'm going to share, this was a Seinfeld episode in the 90s for people that don't know Seinfeld. There's a character in Seinfeld called George. And he discovered something. He discovered that all his life he had been doing things wrong. So he said, I'm going to do the opposite. That's a funny episode. And every time he did the opposite, things worked out well. Let me just say this. If your life is topsy-turvy and turned upside down, try doing the opposite. Try doing the opposite. If you're an unhappy person, try being happy. If you're a person that don't have any gratitude, try being grateful. If you're a person that has selfishness, try being unselfish. Do the opposite. Just try it a little bit, see how it works. If you're a person that has a bad attitude, try having a good attitude, a good disposition. If you're a person that has a profane mouth, try having a mouth of virtue where you're not profane. Do the opposite. Just test it to see how it works. Just see how it works. If a person's taking loss after loss out, what do you got to lose? Keep taking losses. And we have to understand that nobody's going to owe us any kind of understanding. Nobody owes us compassion. Nobody owes us understanding. Nobody owes us patience. We got to do better. We have to do better. Gideon had given up, and he was there, okay, I just got to learn how to hide the harvest from the Midianites. We can't beat them. But then all of a sudden, God said, but if you repent and you get things right with me, I'll make sure your enemies go away. Man. Let me read this again. The Midianites had oppressed the Israelites. Judges chapter 6. For 7 years, the Midianites' attacks were relentless. Every season, they roamed the countryside waiting for the first signs of harvest. They rushed in, took what they wanted, and trampled the rest. They didn't even leave after they got what they wanted, they didn't even leave the leftovers. They trampled the rest. You see how people. That's why I say I'd rather follow. If I got to be God, judge me, because humanity has no kind of compassion for other humanity. They left nothing behind. Israel's surrounding tribes were powerless to stop them. The Israelites hid in caves and behind rocks or trees to escape the Midianites' brutality. These crops were their livelihood. If they could not save enough to eat, they would not survive the winter. The Midianites didn't care. The world don't owe us understanding. The world don't owe us compassion. The world don't owe us patience. Let's get over ourselves and good trying to help people understand our plight. And how about this? Fall on our knees, cry out, and get ourselves back to God where we're supposed to be. Let's really fix ourselves by letting God fix us.